Hello.
Hi.
Welcome back to Wheel Takes, a podcast about the Wheel of Time, a series of books by Robert Jordan and Brandon Sanderson. I'm Gus. I've read all of them.
And I'm Allie, and I'm on book 8, chapter 14?
Yes.
That's it?
Yes.
I feel like I'm farther in.
No, but that is like halfway. I mean, this one is not...
This one's short.
This one's not long, so actually you...
Oh, actually, that is really far in.
You are on page 344. You're over halfway. You're on page 344 of 672.
Okay. And things are starting to happen.
I would say that things have happened.
Well, no. Like, I mean, the Bowl of the Winds.
Yeah.
There was a scary golem.
Yeah.
That moment happened. People have been doing things.
The Bowl of the Winds happened, and then Perrin, and now we're here.
And now we're here.
Yeah.
So things have happened.
And now it seems like the back half of the book is ramping up.
Yes, that's how it feels. It feels like we've reached the middle bit, which is what almost always happens with Robert. We reach the middle bit, and then Robert Jordan's like, oh shit. And then like all of a sudden things start popping off.
It's fun though, because I feel like the Bowl of the Winds was like, he split the climax of book 7.
I know, it was kind of funny.
So he put the back half of the book 7 climax in book 8.
And it was a great, I mean, honestly, I was shocked that nobody was like, oh, like get hyped for the Bowl of the Winds chapter I think that's going to play much better on the show.
Part of it is also, it just starts with it. You know, like you can't really be like, oh my God, here it comes, when it's like in chapter 4, 5.
No, it's true.
Is the coolest thing that's happened since, I don't know what, Demise Wells? Not that Demise Wells is cool, but, fascinating.
I mean, the Shatter Logoth fight was really cool, just a little, like, anticlimactic at the end.
Yeah, just kind of...
Which, like, Robert Jordan does sometimes, like the Couladin incident, where I was very sure that was going to be, like, such a major central moment, which I think on the show it might be if they include Couladin as a character, which I think they will. Because it's a really interesting drama. Like, they need to have Couladin, I think.
Oh, he's necessary, yeah.
So, I think that his death will be on screen and much more.
But, Allie, you can't change that. You can't change that.
Oh, stop.
I'm kidding. I hope they change that. This podcast only contains spoilers for what Allie's already read. Again, today, that's everything up to and including Book 8, Chapter 14. We are also joined today by our new, good, sweet, little furry friend, Petey. We got a dog.
We got a dog.
And thanks to everybody who reached out with kind words about Schooner. It really meant the world.
Yes,
we will always adore and miss him.
Yes, Petey is not a replacement for Schooner the Pod Dog. Schooner the Pod Dog will always have the deepest place in our hearts. I'm not sure if he's as snory as Schooner, but we'll see what he contributes to the pod.
We'll see. He's over there right now.
Over there, you point like they can see.
Well, it's supposed to over here, because Schooner was over here. Petey's over there.
Yeah, we have a dog.
So that's fun.
And he's awesome.
Yeah. So, that being said, we've actually got a couple of folks to thank, Allie.
We do?
We have a couple new patrons.
Oh my gosh, you all. You really don't have to, but I appreciate you.
First things first, hey, thanks for the high five. I think it's just Roar.
Roar, you just like a artful chamomile tea. You are calming and soothing. People feel relieved and quieted when you are around. You have, you're subtle, and reliable, and you also smell really good. And for that, we thank you. And thanks for being a part of this podcast.
And thanks for the high five, Jeff W.
Jeff W., just like a jubilant coat rack. You hold a promise of things to come. You are sturdy. You are always there for us. You stay steadfast in your opinions and beliefs. You are well made. And for that, we thank you. And thanks for being a part of this community.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks to our patrons. Y'all are great. Big batch of patron letters went out yesterday, and another big batch will be going out in the next couple of weeks. So all of you who have been waiting for fucking ever,
we're
thank
sorry.
you. We're sorry.
And we have finally done it. So
well, we've done a lot of it.
We've done a lot of it.
Several more to go, but
yes.
we're doing it.
But we've made a very big dent.
And that's on us. So thanks for your patience.
We apologize. We are a 2-person band here.
Yes.
Like we don't have a bunch of employees, so we do appreciate your patience as there has been a lot going on in our home the past year.
Yes.
And PD's arrival has made it so that there's even more going on.
Always
It's
good.
been lots of fun.
Always fun. Allie,
Yes.
this is what I want to know. First things first.
Yes.
I'm the real... No. Where did we leave off?
We left off with Perrin.
No.
No?
No, that was actually
Was it
2 weeks
Grendel?
ago. And...
Oh, Magedian.
And...
Lanfear.
And...
And...
Well, Sindane.
Did I get you?
No.
And Shadowharan.
I'm operating under
Do
your
you see
assumptions.
do you see, listeners, how I try to trick him into telling me things? But first of all, I already know in my heart that this is Lanfear. I feel like at this point, I do have a somewhat of a finger on the pulse of Robert.
I mean, your options are it's a new character entirely,
No.
or it's Lanfear, or that's
It's
it.
Modian as a woman, but we've
it's
already
not
done that.
because she channels Sidar.
Oh, so yeah. So that eliminates that
And
option.
she's stronger than Grendel, so she can't be Moiraine, because Moiraine wasn't. Unless it's Moiraine using an Angreal secretly as a dark friend.
No.
All right.
That would be too complicated. I think that Moiraine is still with the Fen. She must have successfully killed Lanfear, which makes her a badass who's killed 2 Forsaken?
Yeah.
Good for her. We love that journey. We'll talk about Moiraine a little bit on this podcast because I have some feelings about Rand in this episode.
Oh, God. Yeah, it's this one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Listen, it's Rand slander hour time.
It's the Rander hour.
It's the Rander hour.
Yeah.
So everyone who was crying over Perrin the past couple weeks,
Breathe easy.
breathe easy. It's Rand's turn to get red for filth.
Yes. So, Allie, this week we've got 2 chapters to cover. We were going to do more, but
But we are who we are.
we are who we are. Lots going on. Chapter 13 is the first one. It's called Floating Like Snow.
Yeah.
This is the chapter logo. What is it?
It's a dragon in a box.
Dragon in a box. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Now that Min is back, we have a dragon in the box again.
The dragon.
That was a sex joke, and you didn't even blink at it.
Oh my god, I missed it
Yeah.
entirely. I was trying to think of something funny to say myself,
Yeah.
and I wasn't listening.
I thought you would appreciate it because, that's your
Because I
MO.
love sex jokes.
Yeah.
Well, I love them. Now I worry someone's going to come up to me at Jordan Con and make sex jokes, and I'm not going to know them. It's going to be weird. So here, I'll specify. If we're getting along and we know each other really, really well, then I love them. If it's some rando who I haven't met before, I don't love them.
It's the fun thing about parasocial relationships as well. Y'all know a lot about us.
We know nothing about you.
We probably don't know anything about
And
you.
so no one was weird at Jordan Con last year, and I just want to keep it up.
Yeah. Roll that energy.
Everyone was lovely at Jordan Con last year. So I just was I don't want somebody who doesn't understand that I don't know them to come up to me and try to tell me sex jokes to get along with me. I need to know you better than one conversation.
Right. But Al, chapter 13, Floating Like Snow. Do you have notes?
I do, I think. But I didn't pull them up because consistency
Why would
is
we
key.
change today?
Consistency is key. Consistency is key. I have so many notes on my phone at this point, and I'm sure that half of them are just nonsense to-do lists that never actually came to fruition.
Good.
Path of Daggers? Is it Path of Daggers?
Yes.
Notes. This is actually
Oh,
really
by
sad.
the way, we're probably going to do episodes about the Last of Us show eventually, because we fucking love it. I know we also said we were going to do
We will do Rings of Power
We'll do that
too, I
eventually.
promise.
Probably Last of Us sooner. Allie's
Yeah.
playing the game right now and watching the show. So, if you like Pedro Pascal and or The Last of Us, check that out. I think it will be fun to talk about because that is a show where so far the adaptation is almost exactly like the source material.
So we'll have a
So we
conversation
will have
about
a fun
why that is.
conversation about
Yes,
that.
about why they could do that. Okay, update. I like Rosana, whatever her name pronunciation is. I like her. That was, and
who?
that is my only note. I don't know.
What?
I said update. I like Rosanna.
I have no idea who Rosanna is.
We're gonna find out.
Are we? Oh, there is a Rosanna.
I like her.
What?
Oh, Rosanna. Do, 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 do.
She's the one who had the bi-weekly comment of, even a single arrow could kill you.
Okay, and this is what's making me nervous. It keeps happening. They keep saying that. And I'm just like, I know Rand's gonna die eventually. And I always thought it would be in some like really big, like, you know, the Dark One crushes him like a bug. And then, you know, they have to figure out a way to bring him back with like Kalendor and da-da-da-da-da. And now I'm just wondering, does he just get shot?
You're gonna have to keep reading.
Does he just get shot?
Well, they do go out of their way to mention it every other book.
Kind of hilarious if true.
But
probably not in the moment.
But it's also like...
But maybe we can look back on it and laugh.
I think the other thing is, what's interesting is I feel like he does this to build tension, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think he puts this in either to show how people don't understand tViren or to build tension. Because it's always like, Rand's like, I'm just going to do it. And everyone's like, no, what if you die? And he's like, I'm just going to do it. And then he does it, and it's always fine.
Right.
But it's like, except for when Fane fucked him up last book, so that's not always true.
Yeah, it's not always true that he's just fine, right?
But
and we've heard tell of tViren just leaving and being like, pfft.
Oh, when it's done with you?
Yeah, it's just like, pfft. Or, you know, also, it'd be, tViren would want him to die. Well, I guess the pattern doesn't care, but like for the world, like Rand has to die. So tViren might just go like, yeah, this is what's supposed to happen. This is what needs to happen in this moment. Right?
Yeah.
Because tViren doesn't always necessarily mean good things happen.
No,
you.
It basically means this is what needs to happen for the pattern to continue.
Right. And Rand's death probably needs to happen for the pattern to continue. Am I wrong?
Doesn't seem like you're wrong.
Well, if Moradin's goal is stop the pattern entirely, they kind of need to defeat Moradin.
Well, we're talking about Moradin now.
Because Moradin's whole thing is like, I want to step outside the pattern, have the pattern just stop completely, right?
Oh, he's a nihilist, yeah.
Right, and the pattern's only interest, right, is the pattern continuing.
Yeah.
Right, so the pattern does kind of, I know it doesn't care, it's not like a sentient thing, but it does kind of have a vested interest then in Moradin losing.
Yeah. Chapter 13, Floating Like Snow. Rand is back. Haven't seen him in a minute, have we?
No.
Have we seen him this book yet?
I don't think so.
I don't think
We've
we
heard
have.
him discussed quite a lot. He certainly lives in everyone's head rent-free.
Yeah, because it was the prologue, and then it was 6 chapters of the girls.
Exactly. 6 chapters of zibbidi-bidoo, blabidi-bidoo.
And then it was 4 chapters of Perrin thinking about looking at things.
No, that's the chapters of zibbidi-bidoo, blabidi-bidoo.
And then it was 2 chapters of Savannah and Galena and Cad, Suain, and the Forsaken.
You know what the fun thing is about having opinions that you put out on the internet? Is that I just know someone's going to be like, actually, hot take, I love Perrin's slog presence. I love the fun. There's got to be someone. There's always someone who's like, I love the Perrin walks around thinking about my wife and the Fail disappearing thing.
You really set on that.
I'm positive.
Chapter 13, Floating Like Snow. The northern horizon was purple with the fierce rain that had hammered the east of Ilion through the night. Overhead, a morning sky of dark, boiling clouds threatened, and strong winds flung cloaks about, made banners snap and crack like whips on the crest of the ridge, the white dragon banner and the crimson banner of light, and the bright standards of nobility from Ilion and Kyrian and Tyr. And then
I realize
Ellie,
I haven't done Foley in a while.
I love it. Did you know, I don't know if we've mentioned this before, the nobles kept to their own kind, 3 widely spaced knots awash in gilt and silver-plated steel, silks, velvets, and laces, but in common they looked around uneasily.
It's nice to know that in the apocalypse we still have time to be racist.
It's great. So
I'm just so done with it. I better not be around in the apocalypse because I would be so over it. I'd be like, really? We're still doing this?
From whatever nation they had prayed for the baking drought to break, but none knew what to make of unrelenting storms in answer to their prayers. Some glanced at Rand when they thought he would not notice, perhaps wondering if he had answered them so. The thought made him laugh softly.
Stop.
Bitterly.
Stop.
So Rand's just
laughing.
sitting on a hill, and they're looking at him, and he's going...
Stop. Stop laughing. He needs to stop.
So what's going on? What's the event here?
Well, first of all, Rand's self-awareness is at an all-time low.
Sure.
Second, what event is happening?
What's going on? Why are we here? Why
the
today?
Shanchan.
No.
No?
No. That's next chapter.
Then I don't know.
You remember how Samael had some guys?
Oh, yeah, we've been pursuing Samael's guys.
Well,
and
they're
they
out
think
there
that
somewhere.
they're in support of Lord Brend. And I'm like, Lord Brend's not real.
Yeah. So they're out there, and Rand is like,
No, he's like,
Yeah. What else is he like?
Whoa.
He's also like, what? Who does he miss?
Min?
No. Probably, but no.
Avienda?
No.
Who does he miss? Perrin?
It's Saturday, Allie.
It's for the boys.
So he misses...
The boys.
Which boy?
Matt?
No.
There are other boys?
The boyest of his boys couldn't be closer to this person.
He couldn't be closer
Truly
to a
couldn't
boy?
be closer to this guy.
We're
They do everything together.
They do.
They wake up together. They go to sleep
Lews
together.
Theron.
Lews Theron. He misses Lews Theron.
Well, don't worry. He's coming back.
He just kind of shows up at the end of the next chapter.
But he was like... He made Lews Theron go away. He was so annoyed with Lews. See, he's hot and he's cold. He's yes and he's no. He's, he just...
Yeah. Well, he made Lews Theron go away, but also, Cadsuane walked in, was like, you hearing voices yet? Get shit on. And then left. And then Lews Theron left.
Well, then the other thing, too, is that he, is sad about Moraine. Oh, my God. We're going to talk about
We're going to get there.
We're going to get there. He's sad about Moraine, and my eyes... could not have rolled back farther into my head. Could not have rolled back farther into my head about how he missed her or how he felt.
We're gonna get there.
Okay, we'll talk about it.
We're gonna get there in a minute.
We'll talk about. I'm just teasing.
I know we're gonna get there.
I'm just teasing what we're gonna talk about in the Rand slander hour. You know what? Honestly, every episode should just be a new character slander hour. We're just gonna change our name from Wheel Takes to Slander Hour.
Slander Hour. Yeah.
I like it.
So he's looking out at the field and he goes, I will go talk to them myself. And all the nobles shit their pants and froth and tell him he can't. And there's several pages of all these different nobles saying why that's a bad idea. Do you want to talk about this?
No.
Okay, so there's several pages of this, and then Rand says, shut the fuck up. And then he brings Gregorin with him.
Honestly, I was on Rand's side when he told everyone to shut the fuck up.
He goes, you will come with me, Gregorin, he said in a more normal voice. Still hard, though. Steel was all they understood. Rand is always hard.
He needs
He's
to
always
call
hard.
a doctor
Yeah.
about that.
Steel was all they understood. Go soft, and they would turn on him.
They would.
That's a lot of pressure, bud.
Yeah. Don't be so hard on yourself.
Is that why you keep the dragon scepter around? Is no harm in using a prop. Nothing wrong with it. There's no shame in that. Sorry.
No, the fact that he uses hard so
Hard,
often.
taint.
Why not strong? Why not?
Yeah.
Why not, direct, commanding? There's so many synonyms, but we're going with hard.
And you, Marcolin. The rest stay here. Deshiva, Hopwell. And they come with them, and Deshiva's going like he always is.
Because he's fucking what's his face? He's Osengar, aka oh my god, he's got so many names. AKA Agonor, AKA Forsaken.
So
AKA whatever his name was before he was Forsaken. He's had so many names. Holy shit.
Ishar Jarak, I think.
Jesus, you just pulled that out.
Ishar. Well, they were talking about it on Twitter the other day because Sanderson named a bad guy Ishar in the Stormlight arc. He named somebody Ishar in one of his books.
Well, there's only so many syllables,
Oh, no. Yeah. Ishar.
Wow.
Ishar Marad Chuane.
Wow. You pulled that out.
I got Ishar.
You got
I didn't get the rest
Ishar.
of it. But you know what I'll never forget? Balthamel's name.
What is it?
Evil ramen.
Really?
Evil ramen.
No, it's not.
EVALRAMAN. Evil ramen. We've talked about this before.
And I completely
it's always
forgot
funny
until
that
just
his
now.
name is Evil Ramen.
Would it be gluten-free?
It's evil, so no.
That would be evil on my guts.
It's made of cordyceps noodles.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Are you
Y'all watch
making
The Last
some
of Us.
Last
It's
of
really
Us
good.
references? Okay, ready.
So he brings Eben Hopwell. Hopwell's 16 years old. We're gonna get there.
And he's like, and he's a man, and I'm like, he's a minor, but
so the Ashaman walk up, and Rand like cocks his head like a dog to see if Lews Therin starts screeching uncontrollably, and he's like also laughing to himself while he does it.
I insist.
So he's just sitting there on his horse, and he just sits there and turns his head and goes,
no. Enough of this.
And then Marcolin and Gregorin are like, should we back up?
I would not. Okay, if somebody just started laughing randomly all the time, I would not follow them. I'm going to be honest.
And Rand goes, not yet.
Oh, yeah. He lets them know that he's not crazy yet.
Yeah.
And I go, you sure about that, buddy?
So we head down the thing, and they're on their way.
You sure we don't need to slip you the little nighttime wine?
You need a little cup of sleep, baby? Okay. And they're on their way down to talk to these guys, and Deshiva is mumbling in the old tongue, which he spoke and read as fluently as a scholar. And
does he?
Yeah, he read a lot of books.
Oh, shut up.
He read a lot of books.
Sorry, I didn't mean shut up.
It's
I would
okay.
never tell you to shut up, but shut up. Enough of you.
He's also been bitching about the weather. And then Eben Hopwell is like frowning.
So he's a Californian.
Yeah, he's frowning at the horizon and kind of feels awkward and nervous, and Rand has to like snap him out of it. And then so he's like, "Hey man, it's all going to be okay." And what did they learn? Why is Hopwell kind of out of sorts?
He had to kill some people.
Killed a bunch of people.
Yeah. And Rand is like, oh, and then Rand's like, oh, this is the time. It's time. It's time. It's
time. By the way, I was
time.
wrong. It is the Shan Chan. I forgot that happened right now. So Rand is like, hey, man, I know the Damani are women. How are you holding up?
And I'm like, not everyone has your weird sexist hang-ups, Rand.
Yeah.
Like, okay, so here's the thing.
And then we get like, I'll just say we get like several pages of the list. So
I'm like,
go
maybe
ahead, Al.
he's upset he killed people in general. One.
Yeah.
And this is what offends me. Okay. There are so many women willing to fight for him, right? And he constantly is like belittling them and leaving them behind because of their vaginas. It's fucking offensive. It just is. Like, there are so many women who serve in combat across the world, and to like say that, you know, that somehow they're lesser than because they're women really belittles what they accomplish and achieve in my mind.
Is that what Rand is communicating by doing this?
Yeah, to me.
Yeah.
To me, first of all, it's offensive to women who are fighting. There are so many women like in Iran right now who are showing unbelievable bravery, right? Unbelievable bravery in the face of horrific oppression. And we should, by the way, talk about that. And all eyes should be on that right now. It's inspiring. It's horrifying. It's so many things. And to be like, and there are also, by the way, a lot of men who are doing incredibly brave things in support of those women, and they are being executed, right? And are we going to say, oh, well, they were just men. So like, I think you should be offended on all sides, right? Like, do I think that innocent women should be killed, you know, and be like, oh, we don't care? No, innocent women who like are not signing up for this, civilian women, leave them alone. Leave children alone. Leave civilian men alone, right? They're not signing up to fight, so we should leave them alone, right? That's just Geneva Convention, basic just war theory shit.
Yeah.
Right? Unfortunately, that doesn't happen, but like that is the ideal. Right? That like people who have signed up to, I mean, the ideal is a peaceful world, but in a world that is not peaceful, the women who sign up to fight, we should celebrate as brave people in general, right? And not go, oh, well, we're not going to train them to do the same things. We're not going to like treat them equally and belittle their bravery that way.
I think we've skipped into the middle of this. Let's start at the beginning.
Okay.
Let's specifically, we're talking about the list, right?
Yeah.
We're talking about Rand's list.
So he's just focusing on all of the women that have died. First of all, he's lumping them all together, right? It'd be one thing if you were like, his hangups were like, Moraine died for me, right? We were close. I treated her like shit. I disrespected her at every fucking turn in front of people. Constantly. I humiliated her. I belittled her. I never listened to her. And then she died for me in an incredibly brave way. And I was a piece of shit to her. And I really regret that. That would be one thing to me. Mm-hmm. But instead he's like, Moraine, rip vag.
I mean, that is what happens here, right?
That's what
he lists Moraine right next to a dark friend he doesn't know, right next to all these Aiel.
He's literally distilling them down to their genitalia.
Yeah.
And to me, that's fucking offensive.
Yeah.
Like, it would be one thing if it were women who had had an impact on him, right? But he's like, I cut a dark friend's head off who was trying to kill me, but she had a vagina, so I probably should let her cut my fucking head off. Like, no. And then he's like, and then I'll think about the woman who literally saved my life at every fucking turn, gave her life for me, but I'm going to put her with all of these women who are not even close to on par with her because they all share the same genitalia. It's fucking dumb.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It's dumb. If it were like, these were civilian women, like, I get that. But a dark friend? Fuck her. She was trying to kill you. Fuck her. And I get it. And I get that it's like Robert Jordan's like Vietnam trauma. And I get that. But at the same time, like, what is happening as a result? Like, it'd be one thing if there were like a bunch of other characters that were like, that weren't women, that were like, that's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Right? Or
we
like,
have one,
let
right?
the women fight. We have Tom. Right? And I get that we have Tom.
And
but it'd be one thing if we had like a bunch of other people that were like, Rand, this is your specific weird hang up, but it's not Rand's specific weird hang up. It's Perrin's. It's been Matt's before. Like, and then, you know what? And then we don't actually, like, we distill it down to like these women with their genitalia, but we don't actually like think of them as people.
Yeah.
Like Matt killed, Melindra. And he was like, I killed a woman. But there's no like, I slept with her. She was my girlfriend. Like, I trusted her. And then she tried to stab me. Like, there's no like reflecting on the personhood of Melindra. It's just the fact that she had a vagina.
Pretty much.
It bugs me.
Oh, yeah. No, it bugs me too.
I get that it's Robert Jordan's specific trauma. And I get that he's working through it. But at the same time, the way that it's being worked through, to me, feels really belittling to a lot of women. And I think it's unintentional, but it's really like starting to grate on me. And I just feel like we had to talk about it because, like, frankly, if I were in a vacuum and like not doing this podcast and this were happening, I would put the book down because I would be annoyed.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it just feels like reducing a woman down, taking away her personhood, her autonomy, belittling the fact that like the maidens are incredibly brave and strong and ferocious and fierce and wonderful warriors who like want to potentially give their lives for a cause that they believe in, which is their right to do. Mm-hmm. And then he goes, I see that autonomy and I'm going to take it away from you.
Yeah.
It's fucking like, it's the opposite of what women want.
Well, and this is also presented in the same breath as Rand talking to a 16-year-old boy and being like, yeah, well, you know, you might die.
Yeah. No, it's like men think that women want to be protected. We don't want to be protected. We want to be respected.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know? And respected means not violating our autonomy in any way. That's how you protect us. You fucking respect us. So it bugs me.
Do you think, and I don't think this, but I'm, for the sake of discussion, do you think that by presenting the list right next to Rand, forwarding Eben Hopwell as like, yes, all you are here to do is fight and die, and that's okay, do you think Jordan is aware of this and is commenting on it, or do you think...
God, I hope so, but I don't think so.
Yeah.
because it hasn't happened before.
Yeah.
There's been no reflection on this. I honestly, I really do love Robert Jordan's work, and I feel like I've been frustrated with him lately. And I think that it's just because, for me, I understand where he's coming from. Like, I've come from a background not dissimilar from his, where like it was a lot of, in some ways, conservative values. Like, women were protected, women were, you know, like, I was raised in an environment where people like, I think it's disrespectful if you don't take your husband's last name, all that bullshit.
Yeah.
No offense.
No, I don't give
to
a shit.
anyone. But like, all these things that I think ultimately well-intentioned ill intentions.
Yeah.
Where it's like,
That's really, we call this well-intentioned misogyny, right?
Yes, it's well-intentioned misogyny. It's like, we don't think of women as people. We think of them as women. So like somehow, and I find it offensive too, just from a perspective of like a woman who loves a man. Like, if, God forbid, like something happened to you and there was also a random woman there, I would give way more of a fuck about something happening to you because I know you.
Yeah.
And like, if I would be so offended if someone was like, yeah, but also like, I hear that your husband died, but also a woman died. I'd be like, fuck her. Like, no offense, but like, I don't know her. I don't care. Like, I want my husband back. Right? I'm going to knock on wood. So, and frankly, it would really unsettle me as like a spouse in this situation if I felt like, or a parent in Eben Hopwell's case, because he's fucking 16 years old. He's a child. Hello. We should probably give more of a shit about Eben fucking Hopwell, who's 16 years old and murdered a bunch of people. And granted, it was like the correct thing to do, but why are we letting the 16-year-old murder people? Don't we have to Shiva right there who loves to lick his lips and murder people?
Yeah.
But not the grown-ass women.
Yeah.
But he treats Sulin like more of a child than he treats Eben Hopwell, who literally has zits on his face. Granted, I have zits on my face too. But like, he literally is just out of braces.
I think the other thing is the point to make progress on this for Rand was when Sulin broke her spears and threatened to kill herself.
Yeah, we were done then.
Because that's it.
That's it.
That's where, that is the thing that makes me think, oh, I think he knows what he's doing. But then he doubles down, he triples down, and I go, why?
Yeah, and at this
why are we
point,
still here?
At this point, frankly, it makes Rand unlikable.
Yeah.
To me.
Yeah.
Like, it makes me not like him as a character. And like, I don't think characters have to be likable. And if this is his hang-up, this is his hang-up. But it's not just his hang-up. It's fucking everyone's hang-up.
Pretty much.
Except for Tom. Tom is the exception.
Yeah, I guess kind of the salty, like there's some cultures where it's okay, but it's broadly like, oh, those people let their women fight.
Well, and here's the thing. Eben Hopwell has more autonomy than Elaine. And Elaine's 20.
Yeah.
And Eben Hopwell's 16.
Yeah.
Like, Elaine has to go have babysitters everywhere she goes.
That's another part
Eben
of what we were discussing
gets
here.
to murder a fuckload of people, and everyone's like, put a Band-Aid on it, Eben.
Yeah.
Get hard, Eben. You're 16. You just got your driver's license. Now mow everybody down. Like, what? Egwene is a literally Amerlin seat and has less autonomy from Rand than fucking Eben Hopwell. Mm-hmm. Because I know that this shit's going to continue with Egwene. I know. There's no way it doesn't. So, yeah, Nynaeve, same shit. And it's just over and over again. And so to me, I'm like, I don't think it's so much a commentary because it doesn't comment.
Yeah.
There's no point where anyone really comments.
Not since the Sulin thing.
And we just went, all right, cute.
We'll do the bare minimum,
We'll do the bare fucking minimum. The bar is in the floor for Rand in terms of his behavior toward women. And I just...
Well, this is another thing we talked about, by the way, if I may.
Yeah, please. Oh, Barrelane, less autonomy than fucking Eben Hopwell. Barrelane, who has governmental experience, has been trained to deal with assassins. He sends her away. Eben Hopwell, 16 years old, doesn't know how to do shit, suddenly is capable because he has a penis.
All of the major women in Rand's life, which is Nynaeve, Elaine, Egwene, Min, Aviendha, Elaine, I said Elaine already, and Barrelane, at some point in the plot, Rand has gone, oh, okay, I got to make sure you're all right. I'll take care of you. So you go over there with this person. Berylane, you go over there with Perrin, so you'll be okay.
Yeah.
Elaine and Avienda, you go over there with Matt, so you'll be okay.
Everyone needs a babysitter. Everyone gets a babysitter, and it's fucking annoying.
Egwene, Matt's going to come take care of you, so you'll be okay. Who else did I say? Nynaeve, you're over there too, and Matt's over there, so Matt's got you four. Also, Joylyn and Tom are there, so y'all will be okay. Min, I've got you. You're never going to go away from me, so you'll be okay as long as you're with me.
It's just exhausting.
But then Matt and Perrin and Eben fucking Hopwell are like, yeah, y'all be good. Go. Have fun.
And here's the thing. And then Tom, Joylyn, they think it's their job to watch the girls. They don't. And Matt, his whole condition was, you can't go anywhere without me.
Yeah. Weirdly, he's okay with Avienda and Brigitte.
Well,
kind
they
of.
are trained soldiers.
But, yeah.
Yeah. But, like, even Avienda, who is a trained soldier, Rand just sends away to protect her. And I'm like, she doesn't need protection.
She's a trained soldier and a channeler.
Believe me.
And a combat-trained channeler, basically.
Yeah, she can launch fireballs.
Yeah.
She doesn't need no man's protection. She's fine. And, like, we even have the Aes Sedai who need protection for some god knows weird reason.
You mean warders?
Yeah. They need protection from what? Bears?
Yeah, I think this is another thing where we've had a lot of these lately. In isolation, these are okay. With the systemic nature of it and the pattern that we see is where we get...
Pattern.
Hey! Why did you say pattern?
Because Wheel of Time pattern.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway.
Sorry. The pattern is where we get into trouble.
Yes. Well, it just feels like such well-intentioned misogyny, and I'm just so tired of fighting with men in my TikTok comments about it, because it's just because it's well-intentioned doesn't mean it's right. And like, I don't think he, like, I'm not saying he intentionally like was misogynistic, but I'm just saying, like, there are a lot of people in the world that you encounter as a woman who are very well-intentioned and yet misogynistic. And, like, everyone kind of goes to you and goes, well, at least they're not overtly misogynistic. And you're like, it's not great. Still, it's not great.
Yeah. What I think is...
and I'm sure that, people of color have to deal with the same shit where they're like, well, at least it's not overt racism. And it's like, well, fuck that. So the bar is that they don't want to, like, kill me because of who I am?
Yeah.
That's the bar we're setting?
I think what sticks in my craw a little bit is that, among other things, is that the mission statement, the thing he talks about is, it's a world where, it's equal, sexism doesn't exist. And I know. And that's, people point to that. They go, there's queens, there's Aes Sedai and everything. But the underlying instinct and impulse from almost all of the guys is gotta protect the women. They can't stand up for themselves.
Or be suspicious of the women
Or be suspicious of them because what do they do? But whereas I'm going to point to another series that has a ton of fucking issues of its own, but in this case I think does in many ways better, is Malazan. These women and men are out there fighting and nobody fucking comments, notices most of the time at all.
Yeah. And it'd be one thing if you're like, I don't want my wife to fight because I love her and I care about her. Like, that'd be one thing. Like, I wouldn't exactly be excited for my husband to go to war. Like, in fact, I breathe a sigh of relief that you're too old to get drafted, right? But, I mean, but that's because I love him. But if, like, someone came to me and was like, if he came to me and was like, I want to go fight, I'd be like, okay, if you must, like, please be extra careful. Like, but I respect that this is something you want to do, I guess. Like, but I don't know. It's just gotten to a point where it's every book. It's constant. It's just there all the time. And I call it out, not because I want to shit on, like, the work of someone who has passed, but I do wish to encourage us to examine our own beliefs and maybe try to do better.
Yeah.
And, like, Bree said to me at one point, she was like, I mean, I hope that we create a world in which our work ages poorly.
Yeah. And
I was like, that's really well said. I think Robert Jordan, I think the world has shifted. We've moved forward from like the baseline of, well, you know, at least he doesn't hit you, sweetie. Like, you know, and we're like, let's move beyond that conversation now.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's not enough to me that my husband like works and doesn't hit me. You know what I mean? Like, it's not enough anymore.
Yeah.
I love that you started laughing. You're like, yeah, I would hope not. Like, and that's the thing is I'm like, isn't it insulting? Men in the world? Isn't it insulting that the bar is so low for you?
It is yeah, it's a fucking pain in the ass.
And
know?
then isn't it...
Let me be clear. I'm not complaining about that.
No, I mean, but you should.
But I'm not saying, like, you don't understand how hard it is to be a man, honey. People think that you're an asshole because other men are... That's not what I'm saying.
No, what I'm saying is I think that all men should look at each other and go, aren't we embarrassed that this is, like, what's expected and we're just meeting that? Yeah. Like, isn't that insulting for us as people? We're smart. We're intelligent. We're capable. We're better than this. And I think men need to call each other out on it. I do. And like call it out and go, this is bullshit.
Yeah.
Like it must be so embarrassing that people like see people in the supermarket and go, oh, dad's babysitting the kids, as if you're not a capable fucking parent. I would be embarrassed. That would embarrass me.
Yeah.
I don't know. If I were in that position, that would upset me. I'd be like, why do people think I'm capable of nurturing my own child? I don't know and also, isn't it insulting that your lives somehow, because you have a penis, are viewed as more expendable?
I mean, yeah.
I mean, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
So I don't know. This is my feel. Like this is what I'm saying. It's like when we call it misogyny, like it affects men just as much. So it's just as important for men to go, this is bullshit. Let's stop doing that.
Yeah.
Anyway,
no,
this is my call to action. Like, please, can we all just agree that this is bullshit? We've been doing it for hundreds of years, and it hasn't really been working out for us, right? Like, is anybody really happy with this?
No.
No. So let's say fuck it and end the patriarchy. That's all I'm saying. It will be beneficial for everybody. I'm tired of trying to convince men that this is going to help them too. Like, it's going to help you too.
Yeah.
Anyway. This is where we're at. This is why I'm angry with Robert today. And really Rand. This is the Rand slander hour. And I'm like, Rand, check yourself. This is fucking annoying. I can't roll my eyes back any farther though. No. Like, they'll get stuck there.
I was so fucking sick of it on my first read at this point. I was so fucking sick of this. Just so ready for this to be over.
Well, what's shocking is like I will make TikToks about it sometimes, and like men will like rush to defend it, and I'm like, I understand that maybe you're coming from a different place, you're in a different part of your journey than me, and that's something I do try to be patient with. Is that, you know, I have had people be patient with me while I have come to a certain journey, and I try to be patient with other people and try to think that their intentions are good, but it's like I don't always also have the like stamina to be like, yo, this is not it. This is not the take, you know, like that. This is like, oh, we should be happy somehow that men think that we need to be put in a box.
Yeah.
Rand's very against that.
He really is. It's quite hypocritical of him.
It's quite hypocritical.
All right. Shall we, press on?
We shall.
Great.
I think that's like going to be the bulk of our episode.
Probably. Before we press on too much farther, let's take a break real quick for an ad or two. Okay, so...
Wouldn't it be so funny if the ad were like, men, let's be masculine men
That'd
together.
That'd be really quite funny.
We hate women. Oh my God. That would be so weird. Anyway.
So the actual event of the chapter happens where like this guy comes out and Rand talks to him and he's like, hey, come hang out. And they're like, what about, aren't y'all like doing crime? Dragonsworn and shit? Isn't that a thing? And like y'all have the Aiel, and the Aiel are like pillaging. And Rand is like, fuck them! Fuck the Shido! You don't understand!
I just feel like again,
Which is true, by the way.
We need PR. We need to put a stop to Massima, today. I mean, he's killed a lot of people. Like, I don't know why Perrin's so resistant to killing Massima when, like, random people have been cutting people's ears off, and he's like, hang them. I'm like, okay. Well, where's the same energy?
Guy goes, you do ask us to go home unarmed, unable to defend ourselves or our families, while your people to burn and steal and kill. They do say the storm be coming. And then Rand goes, the Aiel you've heard about are my enemies.
That's true.
Solid sheets of fury wrapped tight around the void. Rand's voice was ice, though. It roared like the crack of winter. The storm was coming? Light. He was the storm. My Aiel are hunting them down. My Aiel hunt the Shido, and they and Davram Bashir and most of the companions hunt bandits, whatever they call themselves. I am the king of Ilion, and I will allow no one to disrupt the peace of Ilion. And the guy's like, okay, that may be the case. And Rand's like, it is the fucking case. Get fucked. You have 6 hours to decide if you're on my team or not.
So here's the thing. And I mean this in the most respectful way possible, but if I were trying to get someone on my team, if I was like playing t-ball or something, I wouldn't scream at him.
So Rand drops Sidene and then gets nauseous.
I know that he's just having some feelings, but I don't know. It just feels like he's like Cadsuane and Cerelia need to do some work fast.
Yeah, ideally not slapping him would be good.
I really hope that the solution isn't slap him till he cries.
We're going to have to
Is it going to be? No. Why do I keep saying I really hope it's not that? And then I see your face and I'm like, oh, fuck, it's going to be that.
I am very, very sedate. So
no, I see it in your eyes, though. I see it in your eyes.
So
you're
Rand lets go of Sidene and gets nauseous and stumbles a little bit, and the world seems darker.
I don't know why.
So that's happening now.
I don't know why I go, oh, it better not be this, because it is. It is. My worst fears I just should assume. Anyway, continue.
So that's been happening now.
He's stumbling.
He lets go of Sidene and gets nauseous and feels out of sorts in a bad way.
So he's, got a chronic illness. Like me.
So then he comes...
You look like mommy, baby.
He comes back to Gregorin and whoever the other one was and says, all right, they have a few hours, make sure they don't disband. Let's fucking move. Without another word, he trotted back down the black slope of the ridge, followed by the two black-coated Ashaman and his Ilianer banner-bearers. Fire and ice and death was coming, but he was steel. He was steel. That's the end of chapter 13. Chapter 14, Ellie. Message from the Michael. However you want to pronounce that.
Mm-hmm.
There's the logo. What's that?
What the Michael?
Sorry for the back-to-back ads. I forgot how close we were to the end of the chapter.
It's okay.
That's the... you're not listening. What the fuck are you talking about?
I might.
You might. It's true. What's this?
It's a thing.
There you go. Do you have any notes for a message from the Michael?
What the Michael? I still think it's funny. Rain triggered.
We had a lot of that.
Yes, we did have a lot of rain in California, and luckily for us, our places are all fine. All right. Yeah, we're all fine. Thanks to the people who reached out to make sure. That was very sweet. My parents were outside of an evacuation zone, but they were very close, so it was a little scary. It was a lot scary for a lot of people. So anyway, thank you to the people who were checking on us. It was very sweet. We've had someone tell Rand that it takes one arrow to kill him 45 times. At this point, I almost want it to happen just because it's so frequent. Honestly, I feel like it might just happen because it's been said 45 times. Deshiva continues to be sus as hell.
Message from the Mihail. It's not Mihail. Well, I don't fucking know. We're still with Rand. It's Taim. That's who it is. A mile west of the ridge, the camps began. Men and horses and this is camp. We've heard about these before. We've seen them before. So a few pages later, we get to Rand's camp, and Damer Flynn is there.
Who?
Damer Flynn. He's an Ashaman.
They're all the same to me.
Well, yeah.
Except for Eben Hopwell, who is a child.
What about Grady and Neild?
Who?
They're with Perrin.
Oh, I don't care.
What about Deshiva? He's the one who you think is Zaganor.
Well, he's sus as hell.
What about Narishma? He goes away on a special mission this chapter. What is it, Allie? It's ominous.
It's ominous. Most of this book is ominous.
Yeah. So Damer Flynn is there, and he's like, hey, bald except for a ragged white fringe, Flynn looked more a grandfather than an Ashaman, a leather-tough grandfather with a stiff leg who had seen more of the world than a farm.
So we're like, okay, Grandpappy can do what he likes, but the perfectly trained, physically fit soldier can't. Okay. Who's a woman?
The sword at his hip looked as if it belonged, as well it should on a former soldier of the Queen's Guard. Rand trusted him more than most.
See, but we hear former. Again, this man is ancient. Grandpappy can fight better than Sulin? I think not.
Flynn had saved his life, after all, and Rand is like, hey, what's up? And he goes, Torval's here. Sent by the Mahale, he says. He wanted to wait in the council tent. I told Narishma to watch him.
Special mission, Narishma?
He wasn't
Narishma?
happy to hear you'd raised all of us. Because all of the Ashaman with Rand made full Ashaman.
It's kind of funny.
Yeah?
Because I feel like the Mahale guy, I feel like Bazra Taib is only raising like one every month or something. He's like, this is something you really have to work for. And Rand's just like, fuck it, you're promoted.
Well, he's raising one every month. Probably also what?
They're all people loyal to him.
Yes.
Duh.
Rand is like, hey, what's up? You can blow people up? Dragon pin, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Pop that shit on your neck.
This pin is popping.
Rand goes, you all earned it. So it's not that Rand can't lead the Ashaman. He just
chooses not
to, I guess.
And like, this is my thing, is that like, he's like, all right, I've got my like 9 buddies around me, right? Who are like the Ashaman that I choose to follow me and be with me. And then Mazli Pizzazz is like, okay, so I've got 300 of them. And Rand's like, I just don't feel like I need to spend 15 minutes a day, like just popping in to see how everyone's doing, even though I'm perfectly physically capable of doing so. I don't mean to, like, I know Rand has a really stressful job and there's like a lot going on and there's like battles and shit, but like just can we skip one or truncate one min bone sesh and just go see the Ashaman for a second?
So Rand goes in and Torvald stands up. What did I do for Terabon? Did I ever give Terabon a...
I don't remember.
Is Terabon German? Geldan is German. One of them I made German.
You did make Geldan German? I don't remember. We should write it down
Terabon
somewhere.
Was Italian, but I'm not going to do that.
You did Italian?
I tried. It was a bad idea. I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, I was like, I don't think you trained that one.
I haven't learned that one yet. So he stands up and goes, my lord dragon, I give congratulations on the conquest of Ilion. A great victory, yes? There would have been wine to greet you, but this young dedicated does not seem to understand orders. And Narishma's like, hey, maybe you should get fucked.
Well, because he's not a dedicated, right? Rand raised him.
I think...
Rand raised all of them.
Oh, no, apparently he didn't.
Not everybody?
He made Narishma just a dedicated. He raised Narishma from soldier to dedicated.
Okay.
I think? I don't know. I'm not sure who he's talking. No, Narishma's a... Fuck me. I don't remember what their goddamn rank is. Narishma or Eben Hopwell... What?
One of them is dedicated.
One of them's a dedicated. Yes.
If Eben Hopwell has a dragon pin, I'm going to lose my shit.
I think Eben Hopwell has a dragon pin.
If Eben Hopwell has a fucking dragon pin, I'm going to lose my shit. Eben Hopwell should be having recess. Eben Hopwell should be going on field trips, not battlefield trips.
That's good.
That was good. I felt really good about that when it came out.
He has a dragon pin.
I'm going to lose my shit. He should be getting like special prizes in a cereal box.
Yeah.
Eben Hopwell.
So Rand comes in, he's like, hey, fuckface.
Eben Hopwell should be asking a girl to prom.
Like, how you doing, shitbag? I hate you. Why the fuck are you here? Maybe you should just eat grass. You son of a bitch. I hate you.
Well said, Rand. Well said. That's going to really help with the PR, with the... this is the... At this point, honestly, were I the IU, were I the Black Tower, were I pretty much anyone on Rand's team, I would have turned him against him right now. You know, I would have just been like, fuck this guy.
So Torvald throws a letter at Rand. He says, the Mahail, he sent this. The Mahail said to tell you the tales of Aes Sedai and Mirandy with an army. They're true. Rumor says they're rebels against Tarvalin, but they're marching toward the Black Tower. Soon they may become a danger, yes. And Rand is
They
like,
will.
Rand is like, no, he's talking about Egwene's crew.
Oh.
And he's like, maybe we should go fucking kill all of them.
Oh, don't do that.
Rand is like, no, instead, go fuck yourself. Also, Rand with his...
I thought he was talking about the ones who are actually on their way to kill him.
No.
Oh, okay.
Rand then goes, they're going to Caemlyn, not the Black Tower.
Yeah, that's...
Why does
dumb.
Rand think they're going to Caemlyn?
Because he thinks Elaine's with them.
He thinks Matt went and was like, hello, army, come with me.
Rand is infuriating.
Oh, I said come, and Petey looked up. Hey, good boy. All right.
Oh, you good boy. Hello, Mr. Mange. I love you. Now everyone hears how I talk to my dog.
And Rand is like, hey, fuck you. And Torvald is like, actually, maybe we should kill them. Thoughts? Thoughts?
You have none. You have no thoughts, you dumb fuck.
And
no.
Deshiva goes, Torvald might be right. I can't say I trust women who put me in a box. And these haven't sworn any oaths. Or, have they?
You're all fucking dumb.
Rand is like, I said, stick your arm up your own ass and puppet yourself out of here, dick brain. Remember on Reddit when someone said, I don't like the podcast because the man sounds like he just learned to swear. You're goddamn right.
It's really funny every time.
I love that comment. That is my favorite comment.
That is my favorite critique of the podcast. And it's not close. That was the funniest thing someone's ever... It was like cutting... yet accurate.
Rand was not interested in Deshiva's moods. By chance, he was sure it was chance, his hand had come down on the dragon scepter. Because he just slammed the table. He goes, his arm trembled with the desire to take it up and stab Torvald through the heart.
Get Rand to therapy.
The Ashaman
These aren't normal thoughts.
Are a weapon to be aimed where I say, not to flutter around like hens every time Taim gets frightened over a handful of Aes Sedai having dinner at the same inn. If I must, I can come back to make myself clearer. And Torvald's like, no, don't.
Wow.
We don't like you.
Rand, this is now the Mazrim Taim slander hour.
The Mahail, he merely wanted you informed. Your orders are read aloud every day at morning directives, after the creed.
What is the creed?
I don't know.
Ask questions.
It's got a capital C.
Oh my god, ask questions. Is this a cult? They're all wearing black. This is a cult.
And
Babies, if they make you wear matching outfits, it's either Catholic school or a cult.
Is Rand's response, what the fuck is the creed?
No! And this is why, oh my god, this is why he needs Moraine. Moraine would have been like, what the fuck is the creed?
No, his response is, that's good.
I fucking can't with this guy. He's making it easy for Mazrim Taim to take over the Black Tower. And oh my god, when it happens, because it is going to happen, that Mazrim Taim just takes hold of, he already has taken hold of the Black Tower. Well, they don't know him. They don't give a fuck about Rand. They're going to follow Mazrim Taim no matter what.
The next thing Rand thinks is Rand kept his voice cool, kept a scowl from his face by main effort. It was his precious Mahail the man feared, not the dragon reborn.
This is the problem. This is a problem. Do you not see how this is I needed to calm down for a second. Do you not see how this might be a problem? Like, I am all for delegating and self-care and, having a fuck friend. But can we just realize, yes, that this is a problem if, your employees are these magic nuke men that have been created, if you don't fucking make sure that you do your checks and balances with them, that they might become out of control explodey machines? Are we not fucking processing that? If Mazrim Taim just takes the Black Tower from Rand and does shit with it, and if Rand for 1 minute is like, who could have seen this coming? If there's one moment where he's like, oh, I couldn't have possibly seen this foreseen, I will snap him like a chicken.
Rand goes, I'll kill any one of you who goes near those women in Mirandy. You cut where I direct. We all know this is the best way to command troops, is to simply threaten to kill them.
I'm going to just be honest.
Not that I know anything, by the way, to be clear, I'm not saying I know anything about command, but I know a little bit about leadership.
Listen, I lead a team of 4 interns, and do you want to know the amount... Do you want to know the amount of times I threatened to kill them? 0 times. Sure. You know how successful we've been with our team of 4 interns and my employee? We've been very successful.
So Narishma is just kind of watching this like, and Rand is like, this guy's smart as shit. Look how smart this fucking guy is. What a smarty. Because Dashiva's going like, and Hopwheel is grinning because Torval looks anxious and uncomfortable. We were briefly diverted. The dog wanted to play around a little bit, so we did.
Oh my god, I love him so much, y'all.
Because he's younger than Schooner, who was old as hell. All right.
He was old as hell.
He was such a little old man.
We love him.
All right. So Rand cracks open the letter, and then everybody... There's wine. Hey! Okay. And...
Wine?
Yeah. I have been not drinking this month, and it feels fucking great, by the way.
Yeah, you know...
Not like dry January, hurrah. Just like, I'm just going to stop.
I haven't been drinking for a long time, like, except for the holidays where I went off, and then my joints and stuff hurt so bad after that I was like, I'm going to take a break, like, indefinitely.
Yeah.
And then you also kind of were like, I need a break, and we both just kind of are breaking from drinking. Feels really good.
The weirdest part is my resting heart rate went down.
I bet it did.
Yeah. Anyway. He cracks the letter open. The letter goes, I have the honor to report that 23 Ashaman, 97 dedicated, and 322 soldiers are now enrolled at the Black Tower. There have been a handful of deserters, unfortunately, whose names have been stricken.
Because I bet you're so nice to them.
But losses in training remain acceptable. I now have as many as 50 recruiting parties in the field at any given time, with the result that 3 or 4 men are added to the rolls every day. In a few months, the Black Tower will equal the White.
And see, the White Tower should have been doing that shit.
As I said it would. In a year, Tarvalin will tremble at our numbers. I harvested that blackberry bush myself. A small bush and thorny, but a surprising number of berries for the size. Mazrim Taim.
What does that mean?
It's ominous.
That's a fucking code.
Do you want to know? I could tell it's not a huge reveal or anything, or would you rather be surprised if and when you figure out what it is?
Harvested that. What if I can figure it out right now?
And then Rand thinks...
Can I figure it out right now?
Rand grimaced, putting the blackberry bush out of his mind. What had to be done had to be done. The whole world paid a price for his existence. He would die for it, but the whole world paid. So that's all the information you get about the blackberry bush.
Are they killing people who desert? Is that a thing?
Maybe.
Is that it?
I harvested that blackberry bush myself. A small bush and thorny, but a surprising number of berries for the size.
Harvested that blackberry bush. Did he go to Emmons Field?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. He went to Emmons Field himself and
found a bunch of dudes. Well, that makes sense. There's a bunch of girls who can channel there too.
Yeah. So Rand is like, all right,
and
wow.
That's why Rand would be sad about that, because it might be like people he knew.
He's like, that's a lot of dudes. Hopefully we don't have dudes fighting ladies, because that would be antithetical to the proposed purpose. No, because that would be antithetical to the proposed purpose of these books. And then he goes, how many deserters, Torval? How many losses in training? 19 deserters so far. The Mahale... He has ordered them killed whenever they're found, and their heads are brought back for examples. 3 heads hang like fruit on the traitor's tree at that moment, and Rand is like, I gotta list their name. No, of course he doesn't.
No, he doesn't give a shit.
He says, great. Awesome. I'm glad we're decapitating the potential 17-year-olds who run away. Yeah.
Yeah, after, I'm sure, Mazzy Pizzazz really treats them like shit, and, they never see Rand. So
Rand is like, the Traitor's Tree. Interesting name. Nothing to read into there. Definitely doesn't feel like a cult.
It's a fucking cult. If they make you wear the same clothes, if they have something with like called the creed or the doctrine or the whatever, and there's a capital letter implied, that's a cult.
Traitor's Tree, both T's are capitalized.
Yeah, if you can't run away, if anything's capitalized that shouldn't be capitalized, it's a cult.
Now, admittedly, yes, he's like, oh, good, they won't nuke towns by themselves, but still.
I mean, like, I kind of get that part, kind of, but, I mean, it's just shitty. It's shitty.
Rand goes, how many losses in training? How many? And all the guys are like, yeah, how many? And he says, 51 all told, 13 burned out, and 28 dead where they stood. The rest, the Mahale, he adds something to their wine, and they do not wake. It can come suddenly at any time. One man began screaming that spiders were crawling beneath his skin on the second day. You see, not to worry if you slide into madness. You'll not hurt yourselves or a soul. You go to sleep. Forever. Kinder than gentling, even if we knew how. Kinder than leaving you insane and cut off, yes? Rand is like, yeah, definitely. For sure.
Thank God. Blessings.
He does feel bad about this. Admittedly, he's like, this sucks, man.
But does he go,
no,
give me a list of their names
does not.
so I can flagellate myself?
He goes, it's rough.
Yeah.
It's hard that we have to do that, but we have to do that.
Yeah.
So, Boreana, I think, is an Aes Sedai comes in, or some, I don't know who the fuck Boreana is. Who the fuck is have we ever seen this person before?
Apparently I liked Rosanna, and now I'm sure I'll never see her again.
Yeah, Boreana, apparently, is a servant. We've never seen her before, but Rand's like, go away. You can't be overhearing these things.
Mm-hmm.
And she does. And she feels bad. Because Rand, they're going to die, and she feels bad. That's nice.
I mean, that is fair.
So everybody's stressed out because they've been talking about the inevitable madness that waits for them.
Well, here's the thing.
Except Deshiva. Deshiva's like, yeah, fuck it, I don't give a shit. It'll be fine.
Yeah, because he doesn't have to deal with that. Here's my thing. I think that Rand's going to fix that shit.
Clean the thing?
Oh, yeah. No problem.
Well, he talks about it in a minute. He's like, I'll figure it out.
Well, I've been saying that since day one. I'm like, someone's got to clean that shit.
So this dude busts in. Fedwin Moore busts in. And he goes, the Shanshan will move from Ebudar soon. If they mean to come against Ilion next. And Rand is like, yeah, that makes sense. And Torvald's like, how do you know, shithead? Idiot? Fuck you.
People are very aggressive lately. And I feel like everyone needs to have just like a company-wide meeting where we talk about how we treat each other in this group. In all groups, honestly. Everyone's just been like grabbing each other very randomly, and suddenly everyone's been like really mean and aggressive. And PD does this thing, now we're watching PD, where he has to turn around in his bed like
30 fucking times.
17
it's really cute.
times before he gets comfortable. It's the cutest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
Other than Schooner.
And Moore is like, yeah, I talked to some of them because I went undercover, you dumb piece of shit.
Wow.
Yes.
Again, aggressive, unnecessary. We need to really have a company-wide meeting with HR.
They argue about whether or not the Shanshan are going to move, and then Rand is like, oh, they totally are. Mm-hmm. Anyway... maybe we should do something about that. And they're looking at the map, and Rand is like, all right, here's where we're probably going to end up fighting them. And this is where you went, hooray!
Finally!
So they're here. Ilion is here. You've got forests and hills in between them.
That's not ideal.
No.
For fighting.
No.
Yeah, because there's lots of places for people to hide. It's hard to defend.
Yeah. Gosh, Allie.
Maybe they should do a phalanx.
There they go. Men riding out of these mountains could make passage difficult for anyone trying to use the inland roads. By controlling the mountains, they make... I guess it's mountains. By controlling the mountains, they make the roads safe as a city street. You're right, Moore. They're coming to Ilion, and Torvald's like, fuck you for being right. Fuck you. I hate you.
I mean, they definitely are, because they want to control the whole coast.
And Torvald goes, even so, it'll be months before they can trouble you here. 100 Ashaman, 50 placed in Ilion, could destroy any army in the world before one man crosses the causeways. And Rand is like, they have Damani, bro.
They have Damani, they've got Rakan.
It's like a whole fucking thing. I have to defend the countryside, too.
Are the Rakan just aerial stuff, or are they kind of like the Nazgul where they like can grab people, eat people?
Probably could. I mean, they're essentially big drakes.
Yeah, because I kind of feel like in the show they could
Or wyverns.
have that happen. Because I don't know, would that be like a huge change? Are they also fighting creatures? Or are they just strictly
Transports?
I don't know. Because like even horses are war horses, right? They're taught to fight. So I assume they can do something cool.
So Rand checks out they start making battle plans and thinking about things, and then Fedwin Moore goes, by the way, apparently the Aes Sedai have tactical nuclear bombs. Because I went to this farm up north, and it was fucked up, man. What's this?
That was the Bowl of the Winds incident.
And
And
the kaboomy boom.
Well, yeah, specifically it was Elaine unweaving a weave.
And he's like, and this is also, that's the area where Sidene is the most fucked up.
I think that's the bowl.
Yeah, so this is not like a reveal. It's the bowl. I thought that Elaine had created magic radiation by unweaving the thing that damaged it. No, it's just the bowl.
I feel like it's no, it's Occam's razor, whatever the like most logical thing, because they were saying it was doing the bowl was doing something weird to Sidene.
Because it was widespread, and Sidene's been fucky everywhere in the region. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I thought it was the kaboom, but no, it's the bowl. Bowl fucked it all up.
It's a completely logical explanation as well. But I just assumed it was the bowl because they specifically mentioned Sidene in regards to the bowl. Because they're like, oh, it feels like it's pulling Sidene from somewhere too.
Yeah. Well, it's both powers. It used both.
Yeah, that's why I said, I think, yeah.
And Rand
We're
goes,
on the same page.
Rand goes, what do you mean Sidene was worse there? What do you mean Moore? And Moore goes, Sidene was, strange. Worse there. I could feel it in the air all around me, but strange everywhere around Abu Dar, and even 100 miles away. I had to fight it. Not like always. It's different, like it was alive. Sometimes it didn't do what I wanted. Sometimes it did something else. It did. I'm not mad. It did.
You're not mad? Oh, I'm not going crazy.
Yeah.
I thought he was like, I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed in it.
And Dashiva goes, that isn't possible. It's not possible. And Rand's
then why
like,
would you know that, humble
that?
farmer? Why would you know that, humble farmer? Why are we not suspicious of this? This is the thing. This is the thing that's kind of funny to me. It's like, I feel like if you really look, you can find the Forsaken pretty easily. Like, if you go through this series with a fine-tooth comb like I do, they're not good at keeping secret. They're not good at it.
It's like that TikTok sound, which is a JoJo's reference, where JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, they go like, oh, be careful, the stand user is somewhere among this crowd, and then they show 4 completely normal people, and then like one guy doing this wild pose wearing a neon green jacket and like goggles with a vase on his head.
Yeah, and you're like, must be that guy.
Probably that guy.
Yeah, that's the thing. Exactly. It's like, okay, so we've got a bunch of random guys who are Ashman that probably one of them is Osengar, right? Based on your logic, which I think is so sound. And it's like, okay, we've got a bunch of random guys, a guy who knows way too much about the old tongue, ancient history, what's possible with Sidene, and licks his lips at women.
Yeah.
I think it's that guy.
Might be. And Rand goes to Fedwin Moore and he goes, don't worry, man. You'll be with me at the last battle. I promise it.
How can you promise that?
Well, he's trying to make him feel better.
How can you promise that? You can't. You don't control everything. No, I understand. I'm just like, if it were me, I'd be sitting there going, how can you promise that?
And Rand's,
I'm not a fucking idiot.
Rand's thinking to himself, he had asked once warily, where he knew the answers would be true, how to cleanse the taint from Sidene, and got a riddle for answer. Herod Fell had claimed the riddle stated sound principles in both high philosophy and natural philosophy, but he'd not seen any way to apply it to the problem at hand. Had Fell been killed because he might have puzzled out the riddle? Rand had a hint at the answer, or thought he might, a guess that could be disastrously wrong. Hints and riddles were not answers, yet he had to do something. If the taint was not cleansed somehow, Tarman Guyton might find a world already ruined by madmen. What had to be done, had to be done. And Torval goes, oh, that would be wondrous. But how could anyone short of the creator or... And Rand is like, oh, did I say all that out loud?
Did I not say that? Did you not know that I'm the Dragon Reborn?
And all of them are like, wow, except Deshiva, who looks pole-axed.
Because he's like, oh, that would be the opposite of chaos. That would be a very bad thing. And why are we not investigating the fact that he is poleaxed? Why does Rand not look at him and go, you're kind of an odd duck. Let's keep an eye on you.
He sends them all off except Narishma. Narishma, he sits down.
No, let's send them all off except for Deshiva and then be like, what the fuck is up with you, my man? Are you a dark friend?
Narishma was last, and thinking of Aes Sedai and Shan-Chan and weapons, Rand sent him away as well. With careful...
Wait, what? It's thinking of Shan-Chan.
Thinking of Aes Sedai and Shan-Chan and weapons,
okay,
Rand sent him away as well.
What could the
with
plan
careful instructions that made the young man's mouth tighten. Speak to no one, Rand finished softly, gripping Narishma's arm hard, and don't fail me. Not by a hair. And Narishma goes, I won't fail you, and off he goes.
Aes Sedai and Shan-Chan.
Ominously.
I know. Aes Sedai and Shan-Chan and weapons?
Weapons.
Well, let's see what we've talked about. We talked about the Shan-Chan one. I need the map. We've talked about, I'm trying to think of what this could be.
Don't worry about geography, because motherfucker can travel.
No, I understand that, but the Shan-Chan are moving to Ilion. We know that Egwene and Co. These are the things we talked about. Egwene and Co. are moving up to the White Tower. Maybe he's realizing that, like, the logical place for the Shan-Chan to attack is the White Tower, and he wants Narishma to do something. I don't know. Why Narishma?
I don't know.
Is he getting an upgrade to a more recurring role?
He might be. He's sending him to do something
with weapons
ominously.
So I think it could have something to do.
Doesn't necessarily mean he's doing something with Aes Sedai, Shan-Chan, and weapons, but thinking of these things, he goes, "Hey, buddy, I need you to do me a quick fave,
but he thinks
or a long fave."
So let's think about what he's thinking. I feel like it's got to have something to do maybe with the Damani. Maybe he's assuming that like a bunch of Aes Sedai have been captured by them at this point. Maybe they could free them. I don't know. How does it work if you capture an Aes Sedai with their oaths, because they have to use the power as
You're correct.
Weapon.
They are really bad at it. Captured Damani are mostly used for non-military... Sorry, captured Aes Sedai are mostly used for non-military purposes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm like, how does that work?
They literally can't.
Yeah. Which I'm sure it was really fun for the Aes Sedai that they had to figure that out with.
Yeah.
Okay. Because they were like, bullshit, you can't. Like, I'm sure that they were really horrible.
So what's the context of this? This chapter is, oh fuck, we're gonna go to war with the Shan-Chan soon. Right?
Oh, fuck, we're gonna go to war with the Shan-Chan.
And he says, hey, Narishma, I need you to do something for me. Mm-hmm. Ominously.
It has to do with the Shan-Chan for sure, they said. And it has to do with the Aes Sedai as well.
Yeah.
Is he hoping that the Aes Sedai will come attack them?
Maybe.
But like, okay, so Narishma can travel wherever.
Yes.
Would he go to the Saladar group?
Do you think Rand would want that?
I don't. Because Rand and women.
Yeah.
Is he going to go try and like free the Damani? Because Rand has like that thing about like how he saw Damani.
What does that have to do with weapons?
Broken spear that he's got? I don't know. Weapons? Should I be able to guess at this point?
I would be surprised. I mean, you could.
Damn, it's going to be a new seed in my teeth. Is it interesting?
Maybe.
Or is it like kind of like a meh?
Maybe. One or the other.
Oh my god.
It gets revealed by the end of this book.
I just want to figure it out beforehand. This will be a new seed in my teeth for us to discuss during our walks. Where I just run through everything. Where I just say the same words over and over again.
That does happen a lot.
Until they finally make sense to me. That's what happens. It's like watching the Da Vinci Code where he just sits there and stares, but I talk out loud, but I say the same thing over and over again. I'm going to say Aes Sedai, weapons, and Shan-Chan over and over again until it makes sense.
And then after he sends him away ominously, he hears, dangerous. Oh yes, very dangerous. Maybe too dangerous, but it might work. It might.
Oh, it's dangerous. Okay.
In any event, you must kill Torval now. You must.
Is he hoping maybe that the Damani will turn on the Suldam? Like if they're new?
What could Narishma do about that.
Well, because the men can do stuff to the bracelets, right?
They can open them, but you have to be, like, right there. And the Damani historically just start screaming when they get released because they don't want to be released.
Well, but if they're, like, recently freed, like Aes Sedai, or recently, like, if they're recent captives, like, he could infiltrate. I've been saying someone needs to infiltrate the Shan-Chan for a while.
You have.
And then they could turn on them. Like, he could get intel if he's, like, in for a while and find out who's, like, a recent.
Could, yeah.
Because, like, yeah, the ones who are there for a long time, definitely.
So you
but,
think
like,
this
ones
is,
that are, like, Egwene.
You think this is the Narishma goes undercover subplot?
I think Narishma's going undercover with the Shan-Chan to free the recent Damani.
I like this.
Because that would cause a lot of chaos with the Shan-Chan if, like, he freed them all at the right time.
It would, yeah.
Then they could turn on their captors this is good. This is good because that means that the Shan-Chan have taught their captives a means of destroying them.
Well, they couldn't. Defense of your life, right?
Defense of your life.
They totally could.
And they totally, in their heads, could go, this is in defense of my life, right?
They totally could.
I'm hoping it's that.
That would be fun.
That would be really fun.
That'd be a good payoff. It'd be in tune with Rand's whole thing about women.
Yeah, and you know what? The Aes Sedai...
And the fucking earlier this last chapter, it was like, I'm sorry you had to kill the Damani.
Yes.
Right?
And in this instance, yeah, so there are seeds planted. They know about the Damani. And you know what? The Aes Sedai in particular would be easy to spot because they're being used for non-combat purposes.
It would be.
So their jobs would be very
And they have
specific.
the ageless face.
And, yep, that's what they're doing.
All right.
I think so.
I like it.
It's like, go look for the ones that are specifically Aes Sedai. They can convince themselves that it's in defense of their life because it is, right? And then they can explode them in them.
Yeah. So, anyway, Luce Theron's just kind of back.
And they've seen the weaves.
They have, yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Because
they
of
would
the other
have,
Damani.
if they've been near a battle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Luce Theron is just kind of back now. So that whole thing, I guess, is over.
Kind of anticlimactic. But sure.
Wiraman entered the council tent, shouldering aside Grigorin and Tolmeran, trying to shoulder aside Rosanna and Samaradrid, your girl. The lot of them.
My random girl that I decided I liked, and I can't remember why.
The lot of them eager to tell Rand that the man in the trees had decided wisely after all. They found him laughing till tears rolled down his face.
Stop doing that!
Luce Theron had come back.
Oh my god.
Or else he really was mad already. Either way, it was reason to laugh.
Stop doing that.
That's the end of chapter 14. Thanks for listening, everyone. We have social media. If you want to know what we're up to, it's linked below.
We have a merch store.
We do. We have a couple.
I gotta add more shirts to that. That'll be a task for me soon.
And we also have a Patreon if you want to support us like that. It's patreon.com/wheeltakes. Other than... you can leave us a rating and a review too, which is really nice.
Yeah, and on Apple Podcasts, we are at 99 reviews, so who's going to be our lucky 100?
Other than that, anything else, Allie?
I really think he's going to go in and try to free the Aes Sedai. I think that's a really good theory.
I would enjoy it.
Gonna have to read and find out, though. That would... Because people have been, like, kind of, like, chittering, where they're like, ooh, I would like book 7, even though it's a slog.
8.
Sorry,
yeah.
8. Even though it's a slog and stuff. And I'm like, if this happens, I would like that.
Thanks for listening, everyone. Bye.
Bye. You want your cake?
Thank you again for listening. This was Wheel Takes with Allie and Gus. Music by Alexander Nakarada.